So we know how awesome Robert Eggers is, but he's got two brothers that are also moving into the directing chair.
The Front Room.
So let's see if they have the same undeniable talent as their brother Robert. This is the newest film from A24, and as I've said before many, many times, I'm a fanboy. I liked Civil War much, much more than I expected to, and the trailer for The Front Room didn't exactly sell me, but I thought it looked intriguing enough to buy a ticket. It was written and directed by Max and Sam Eggers, like I said, brother of Robert. It stars Brandy Norwood, Andrew Burnap, and Kathryn Hunter. And I wasn't really familiar with any of them. I was vaguely aware of Kathryn Hunter, at least the name, but that was kind of it. This should probably come as no surprise to anybody. But what really brought me here is that I had to see what Max and Sam Eggers could do as directors. It was kind of a big deal, I thought. I'm a huge fan of Robert Eggers, and Max and Sam had previously worked with him, kind of assisted him and stuff like that on The Lighthouse and The Witch, which are incredible films in my opinion. And it is a pretty nice looking movie. The intro title sequence is very cool and stylish. I loved that. So you've got Belinda and Norman, a married couple that have been trying to get pregnant for a while now. They now have their baby. Norman is working hard towards a new position at work, and Belinda is working as a teacher. I also will have the timeline mixed up a little bit, but just go with it. And though her job could be going better, things are looking pretty good for them as a married couple. They're happy. Suddenly one day, Norman's father dies, and his dying wish was that Norman and Belinda would take in his stepmother, Solange. This sucks really bad for Norman, since Solange was a terrible stepmom, causing him a lot of religious trauma, which makes sense with Norman's kind of disdain for religion. So obviously Norman does not want this to happen, but Solange offers to help them financially for the trouble, and with a new baby and Belinda quitting her job, they could use the money. And as you can imagine, things start going wrong. Solange, just as Norman predicted, is still pretty awful. She was around for most of Norman's childhood, so she knows how to try and manipulate him. I didn't particularly enjoy Norman as a character, but I could somewhat relate to his tension, I think you could say. I think we all can. He's working long hours, he's got a new baby, and Solange coming to live with them is literally the worst thing that could happen to him. He was semi-hoping that maybe Solange had changed during the many years apart, but she has not. She is disrespectful to Belinda, she invites her weird old religious friends to do weird, culty religious things, and she intentionally soils her bed. Constantly. It's gross. So much poop. And the aspects of this film that I was worried about talking about are the topics of religion and racism. Okay, maybe not religion. I actually do that all the time. I'm actually comfortable discussing that, but the racism stuff, I'm not really the best guy to tackle that, but I'll try to do my best. Solange is pretty fucking old. That much is obvious. She came from a different time, and she seems to have come from a family that likely had some nefarious opinions when it came to equality and civil rights. Now, there isn't any outright racism in this film, and I'm kind of glad for that. That would clearly have made this a much, much darker film. And honestly, it's really not that dark of a film. Like I said, the trailer represents it fairly well, which is kind of rare. There are horror touches, but I would struggle to call this a horror movie, even in the slightest bit. On the religious side of things, I think they actually could have gone deeper on that. I think that might have worked. It would have been kind of cool. Solange believes that she has the ability to be possessed by the Holy Spirit. Now, if you want to read some really weird shit, just Google what exactly the Holy Spirit is. It's wild, man. But her weird religious friends believe it. Her church pastor seems to believe it. So, she's well respected in her inner circle. And that does add an interesting aspect to the story. Does Solange have supernatural powers, or is she just full of shit? So overall, I thought this movie was fine. I didn't love it, I didn't hate it, but I was mostly somewhat entertained. I think the above average camera work was the most interesting, aspect here, because nothing else is particularly outstanding. The performances are all solid, but nothing very memorable, which is kind of a problem here. Solange is by far the most entertaining character, but she's super unlikable and annoying, which was entirely the point, of course. So I think Kathryn Hunter, I guess you could say she probably steals the show. I mean, she's kind of like the white Medea, so do with that what you will. I'm giving The Front Room a 5 out of 10. It's okay. I would have liked it to be a bit darker. It just felt kind of tame despite the subject matter. It kind of felt like Max and Sam Eggers were afraid to go hard, and kept the controversial stuff pretty vague. I'm all for jabs at religion, but hey, not everyone can be Robert Eggers at the end of the day, even if he is your brother. That said, I will be keeping my eyes on, Max and Sam to see what they can do with their next project. I'm definitely interested. They are Eggers after all, and I'm just a I'm just a fanboy of their brother. There's no denying that. So I don't know. Like I said, I'm giving it a 5. I think that is pretty. I don't want to say generous. What few reviews I've seen so far of this movie, it's just people absolutely tearing it apart. I didn't quite go that hard on it, but I certainly didn't think it was great. I'll probably never watch it again, and I'll probably forget it in a couple of weeks. It's just, I don't really see this appealing all that much to anybody. I mean, if I'm wrong, let me know. If you've seen this and you really liked it, let me know. I would love to hear what it was that you liked about it. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna shit on you or anything. I will respect your opinion. I'm just genuinely curious. So, anyways, hope you guys are having a great week. We'll talk soon, huh? Cheers.